Hey there, folks. Uh, I've got a backlog here. I'm returned from my travels, and so I've got the 19th, 20th, and 21st of October 2025. Let's get right to it. I have done at least a minimal solution to each one of these. Let's see what we can do here today. I think the right call for this guy is to use two paragraph elements. That seems correct. And what I feel like I'm seeing is two elements that each have specific margins, and maybe one is the flip of the other. I think I used some weird gradients when I did it before. This time, I think I've got two elements that have a border solid 30 pixels like that. All right, and so let's do what's a 20. So let's get this margin correct first. Let's do 0 and 10, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh no, 1. Do I need to do a minus? -1, -2, -3. There we go. I think that's right. So what I'm looking at there is the match and the diff to see that I get it correct. All right. So, and I've got a 0 margin there. How about a -2 there? -3. Okay. So right now we've got -3, -3, -3. Now I need to make two of them, and I need them to be side by side. So the second one has some differences, and then the height needs to be different. So I'm going to do a P plus P. I'm going to do display none, just so I don't confuse myself. Display none. Now I've got one of those. You're going to need more height. 2, 10, 20, 30. Great. All right, so I've got -3, -3, -3, -3. This one needs to be positive 100, 200, 210, 20, 30, 225, 6, 7. All right. So we've created this shape. Let's do border radius 50 pixels. How about something crazy like 1 inch? 1 inch actually does it. So that is creating that shape. Now let's turn off the display none, and we can kind of see it there. So what do we need to do there? We cannot force that to be in the right spot. But this margin we can change to make it more negative. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90, 290. And then I can do something like a margin left 100. Oh, no. So I need to actually, so I do need to do all the margins probably. Or I can do something like translate 100 pixels. Yeah, that'll do it. So we'll do that. 200, 220, 30, 230. Okay, so we've created this silly shape. We gotta do the middle bit too. So let's do linear conic gradient. As I have talked about the fact that the conic gradient is my favorite of the gradients. So we're doing a 70% of the dark green and then the light green. That's what you get there. If I add an do 50%, 20 pixels. Or it's probably 30, 40, 30, 30, 40, 40, no, 30. And then we move it. 100 pixels and then 100 pixels down. All right, so clearly 50% is too big. Let's go 40. and then move it over more on the x-axis and a little bit lower. How about 130, 200, 28, 185? Sure, okay. Okay, so 30, and then a little further over, 40. That's it. Okay, we got that. Now, I think we need a clip path. Clip path. We want polygon. Clip path colon polygon 0 0 100% 0 100% 80% maybe 80% down, and then 0 80%. Oh no, that's not right. We just want the bottom part. We actually don't want the top. What we want, so we want to start with, get rid of those, and then, so that's 100%, 80%, so that's this bottom corner. 0, then we want 100%, 100%, and then we want 0, 80%, oh, and then we want 0, 100%, like that. That's what we actually want. Okay, so that shows us that we're too far down. How about 60? 60% down? No, that's not right. $65. Maybe we don't want a clip path. Let's do a mask. Do a mask. Mask. Linear gradient. Not repeating, linear gradient. Transparent. Red. And we want the opposite of that. Always get that backwards. Still learning. Still learning. 0. Actually, I don't want that. I had it right the first time. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, so what's the number? 70%? $65, 66, 67, 5, 4. How about 70? How about 200 pixels? How about 210 pixels? There it is. Okay, so then what's wrong is this guy here. So I need to make this kind of gradient a little bit different. Make it 335. And then he just needs to be a little longer. 1, 2, 3. Let's use a Q value for him. How about 100 Q? 20, 30, 40, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 139, no, 38, 37. See a little bit of an edge there. I don't like it. Man, I just feel like I did this smarter on the road. However, okay, so we did that translate. Let's do a scale. We're turning it upside down. -1, like that. And so we've got this part here. So that mask is going to be different, obviously. Not particularly efficient. Let's do... How about border color? Yeah, I had an idea, which was setting the colors of the borders, but I forgot that what happens when you do that. So I'll show you that. Border color. What's it look like when you have a border radius and you have multiple colors? They do that, right? Which is just not what we want. And you can do four colors there. So there's red, yellow, orange, white. So red, you get this weird shape. And this is not useful for this puzzle at all. But in my head, I was thinking, well, maybe there's a way to do that. No, there's not. All right, so let's put that mask back. And then this mask is going to be a little different. In which case, if we're changing the mask anyway, let's just not do the scale. We'll do a mask. Conic gradient. Red, 75%. Transparent. And so then it's transparent and red. And then can we make that do something? If we do a from, oh no, an at. No, from would do it. Why is that? I don't know why that's doing that. That's very odd. Okay. So we want red, 25%, comma, 0. So we need an at 50%, 100 pixels. Kind of. Red, 25%. 0, 50%. And then, what do I need next? I need. That's so. I wonder how I did this. Clearly, I'm out of practice. There we go. So now I just got this one last part. And can I make this conic gradient do what I'd like it to do here? Maybe I'll take another sip of coffee. Perhaps that will help me. All right. So I can't do multiple things there, so that's no good. But I do know exactly what this mask is, so I think a polygon is what I want. And so what I want is for this to start at 210 pixels. So, okay, so again, apologies. Clip path, polygon, which is going to be ultimately a square. I could also use the square syntax, but I don't remember it offhand. Or do I? Do I remember the square syntax? Is it 0, 210 pixels, and then rect? So rect, 0, 210 pixels, 100%, 100%. I don't remember the syntax. Is there a comma between them? Is it... Oh, I don't remember it. Is it rectangle? Ah, so embarrassing. MDN. Let's do MDN. Clip path. Rect. This is what we did. Don't ignore the AIL overview. Okay, so there's rect, and it's a bunch of values. So the rect is, that's a whole bunch of things. Where's the rectangle? Where's the, it defines the rectangle. Rectangle. Specify distance top and left edges of the block. Apologies. So it's 4 values, and I just need to get the 4 values right. And I believe it is. So it's just rect. Let's do rect. And let's not confuse ourselves by having that be masked. Showing nothing. Okay, let's start. 10 pixels, 10 pixels, 10 pixels, 10 pixels. We don't see anything. Now let's put a background on it just so we can just see what the heck we're doing. Been a while. Oh, that is not applying at all. What's going on there? So nothing is visible. Why? Because of the rectangle. So this is applying, actually. There it is. So this clip path is doing something. How about 100, 100, 200, 200. Ah, okay. So we had something. So what do these values mean? Like I don't understand. So 100, 100 would be 100, 100 is here. So 100 is the, is that an edge? 10, 20, 30. So that edge is 0. This is the bottom edge. Is this 100%? Yes, that's the bottom edge. So then this is this the, so what's this one? 2. Oh, I want 100% there. And then this is 210. So that's what I want. And now we know what the rectangle syntax is. Confusing as that is. All right, I'll take that. I'll turn it into a var, variable var, clip path for this. And then we need the right clip path for this guy. Dash C will be polygon. Because this guy, I feel like I know what his sides are. 0, 0, 100% 0, 100% 210, probably more like 80 pixels. And then 50% 80 pixels. And then 50% 80%. And then 0, 80%. So that's kind of right. Yeah, so 80%, too far down, I think. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, that might do it. Let's submit that and find out. Oh, taking too long. Sorry, this took so long. That was, what, 20 minutes? Ugh, not my favorite thing. All right, minify, unit replace, and we'll get out of here. You had a lot of choices on how to do this guy. You could do I think you could do this with just a few gradients. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you did them right, I might revisit this shape. All right, next. All right, I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. I think we go nested template with this guy. I think that I can do, so this is very clearly a shape that is repeated, and you get these nice curving things. So let's use the nested template, which is carving up the body tag. And so we're going to create, I'm going to do it not with the background, I'm going to do it with a box shadow, inset, and so that's what we currently have, strangely enough. And I set the color to be this weird color. So that's interesting. That's really interesting, actually. All right. Okay. So let's do a background of this color to begin with, and then I'm going to comment out the box shadow for now because I want to make one and then it's 2 box shadows. So to do that, I need to set these margins correctly. Right now it's 20, 60, and then it's 20, 60. We need to increase those numbers. 5, 6, 7, 22. And then this number goes up 100, 110, 112. This number gets greater, 4, 5, 6, 7, 72. And then this number, 130, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 192. So 72 appears twice for the top margin and the bottom margin, and we don't really have a shorthand for that, but that's fine. Okay, so then the next thing we need to do is use border radius to set the size of this. So let's 1 inch has been fun today. 1 inch 0. What's that look like? Or is it 0, 1 inch? That it? That's kind of fun. All right. Box shadow. So our first number is gonna be negative, minus 100 pixels. 0 red. Don't forget your semicolons. Okay, so that's too far. 2, 3, 4, and then another one. Is it minus 80 pixels? 0 black. That could be right. So then it is a matter of setting the colors correctly. So black should be this dark color, and then red should be this lighter color. And again, I'm using those false colors just so I can see what I'm doing. If I do it that way, then let's keep the color and unset the background, and then do the inset trick that I was talking about. Inset 0, 1 inch, 1 inch. And then because we're using color on the element, the default box shadow is that color. So then I can remove that instance of that code. And then I only need to use color once for the middle one. Yeah. So submit that guy. And that's far better. I think so. Was it 5, 6 minutes, something like that for this one. A more typical solution. Really got stymied by that first one. Minify, unit replace. I don't think there's any units to replace there. Probably there's a space that we can remove, and that's fun. Super fun. All right, and that's a good score. We got more than 700 on that score. I like that. All right, and then our final one is this this circly guy. I think the way I did this one was with a gradient used 3 times. I think I'm going to go completely opposite of that and use create one element. So yeah, one element that I do twice. So two elements. So what does it look like to do that? I'm going to create background. Kind of inspired by the first one, which even though that was a mess, it was kind of fun. All right, okay, so let's set margins. So, well, margin, and I'm going to need 3 numbers, so 40, 50, I just have several arbitrary numbers. And the same trick that I did on the first one, even though I was complaining that I didn't do very well, we're going to hide the second one. Okay, so this margin's too high. Yeah, that's perfect 60. And then 140. No, 140 here. And minus 140. I know I need a negative number there. 0, 2, 2. Taller, 200. 180. Great. More margin here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 22. All right, let's do border radius. Border radius is, or actually, can I just do this as a, no, I'm gonna do as border radius 0, 1, try the 1 inch again, 1 inch, 0. That does it. I don't know why 1 inch is working so well. I usually don't use 1 inch, but hey, it's fun. All right, so now our background is radial gradient. At 0, 50%. And I need it's either keyword circle or 1Q. And we need the blue. Zero. No, 40 pixels. No, I think we know it. It's 90 pixels. 90 pixels because our height is 180 and this adheres perfectly to it. So, there's the radial gradient. And then we need to set a width. We also know that on the x-axis is at 0, so that's here. And then we give it a width of 50%. And we got it, I think. I think that's going to work. Oh, it's a little bit off. How about 100 pixels? 100 pixels does it. So if we do let's show the second one. We should be able to do that same trick of a translate 100 pixels and a scale -1. All right, so we want this margin to be a little bit more -2. There it is, 240. And then this translate a little bit more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's a fairly clean solution. I like that. I like that. So we have a bunch of things going on there. In the scale and the translate, let's minify, replace. Other optimizations to be made there. Do we even need the border radius? We might not need it. Is that true? We don't need the border radius. Look at that. That's great. Submit. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that one a lot. Let's revisit this one. This is a problem. I just don't, it's just a problem child. Okay, so let's pretend we'll make like we're just gonna do things to the body. So let's make each one of these things. First part, radial gradient at 50%, 0, transparent, and then the green. Transparent is going to be like 50 pixels, 0. Oh, and we need the 1Q or the keyword circle, and 80 pixels, and then transparent. So that's how we get a circle like that. And then we got to put it in the right place, 100 pixels, or minus 100 pixels, and then positive 300 pixels or something. Oh. Why isn't that moving? Minus. Oh, 2, because I went too far. 2, 2. There it is. 2, 10, 20. 215. Okay. Minus 10, 20. 115. That's fine. And then the next one we're going to make is at 50%, 100%. And that one will appear there. So then we need to move him up. So he goes probably the complete opposite. So 115 pixels minus 215 pixels. Great. And then we need a we need that little guy. So how about a conic gradient? That is a no repeat. Yeah, he's a no repeat. At 100 pixels, 100 pixels. This color, 75% transparent. And we are missing some kind of, oh, we have an extra character there. We need him to be at a place, 100 pixels over, 100 pixels down, and then have a width. How about 120 pixels, 120 pixels? Just guessing. So that, okay, so there's your rectangle. Silly as that is. So we're too low in our background position. So let's go 80, 90, 80, 85. A little further over, 10, 20, 135. Great. And that app value should be what, 105? Oh no, that app value is okay. The width needs to be more, 130 and 130. All right, and that's 3 very specific sets of code. And we don't need the margin. We don't care about the margin. And we can put into a variable dash dash C for component that sequence of color stops. And we can say var dash dash C. Great. And we do the same thing down here. Boop. And that's not bad. Let's submit and make sure we're at 100%. And we don't have any edges here. I don't see any edges that are weird. And minify, unit replace. We got some spaces that we can remove, and then a final for a second solution for October 19th, 2025. And that's a better score. So yeah, that's better than all the click paths and masks. And it's nice to, see what the rect syntax is and understand what's going on there. I do like polygon, but if you have a rectangle, I think that syntax is pretty nice. I might revisit old solutions that use polygons that could use rectangles, because that's fairly straightforward. It's just not top of mind for me. All right, that's a video. Half an hour's worth of 3 targets from October 19th, 20th, and 21st of 2025. Hope this found you well. Go make a web page. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And hey, go make that web page, really. All right, bye.